Look at that, man. This was a really good spec option right here. Invincible #1, red foil by Skybound. I just happened to see this on CBSI, and I mean, I'm glad I got into it, obviously, now. But these are the two most recent sales, $2.99 and $400. That was on the 22nd. There's a best offer, $300 on the 21st. Then another one sold for $300 on the 20th, $279 on the 20th as well. It's a pretty, it's a pretty solid investment on that spec. Now here's the only bad news that I got today. They refunded me. Skybound refunded me 3 books because I bought 5 of these, but there was a limit of 2. Now I did see that on the website when I went to pay for it. It said limit 2, but it allowed me to put 5, and I paid for 5 and allowed me to pay for it. But rules are rules, and you know what? It's good that they do that though, because apparently they did the same to whoever bought the Haha #2, John Gallagher, as well, and then they sold off the extra copies, the duplicates, to it looks like they sold them on eBay, and they gave the proceeds to charity. So apparently, so it's a good cause. Rules are rules. I'm only getting 2 instead of 5. It's a bummer for me, but it's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. Hopefully I'll be getting my 3 Radiant Blacks, and I know for a fact I'll be getting the Walking Dead #7, 200. But it's a nice little cover right there. It's a reprint of Invincible #1, but what's good about it, it's limited only to 200 limited. And anytime you have a fan base like that, they're going to be going after anything that's limited for that character. So at this point, I don't think I'll be keeping any of them, because as of right now, I'm not part of that fan base. You know, I was gonna keep one for the collection and sell the other 4, but at this point I think I'm gonna sell both. All right, so I want to give a shout out to Mr. Wilbert. Now, Wilbert, a while ago, he told me to look into UPS or FedEx for shipping my books to my comic shop or CGC, that I would save money, and he is absolutely 100% right. Used to cost me around between $71 to $75 to ship to my comic shop. It cost me from UPS, the past few times that I sent them to them, like $55. Really, that's what it's costing me. $55 for 25 books. My price was right around $3, sometimes an even $3 a book. Now it's at $2.22 per book, and that's a fee that once the book sells, you gotta tack on to the book, because it's a shipping fee to my comic shop. So small price to pay, really, to have them ship all 25 books, you know, and only get charged 10% of, you know, proceeds. So all right, so I wanted to talk about the project that I'm doing, right? And I'm trying to prepare a really good video, guys. This is going to be another investment talk video, and this is through my eyes. It's a video that's going to be done through my eyes on investment, much the way that I did the last one, but I want to get a little bit more in depth on this one, and I want to show you guys exactly what this new project is about. This new project is about investing in comics, and I want to break down the comic book investing. I want to make it as simple as possible and break it down into 4 different groups. right? And I'm preparing them right now. But the first group is going to be a blue chip group. It's going to sound more like stocks, but you know, I could have made 7 or 8 different groups, but like I said, I want to make it as simple as possible. Blue chips, growth, value, and speculation, right? And those are going to be my 4 groups. And I will be investing in 3 of those groups, but not the 4th, not for this project, okay? And I'll go into the reasons why as well. But I want solid investments. That's what I'm looking for. Solid investments and speculation. Look, there's a type of speculation that goes with any type of investment regardless. But the speculative group that I'm choosing, it's high speculation, right? Modern speculation, and I'm choosing to stay away from that, right? The group that I'm not going to be investing in. All right, so let me show you the next book that goes into the project. The first book was The Frizzen. Something's Killing the Children, #1. That was the first book. The foiled Frizzen, limited to 300 copies. I will put that one into the growth group. This one right here is the new one. But before I show you that one, I'll show you the one that you've seen before. This is a book that I've loved since I first laid eyes on. And I like the fact that that it's a collaboration between Kirby and Neil Adams, right? It's not a spectacular cover, but it's a pretty nice cover with great colors. Like the fact that Superman's laid out, right? Bunch of bikers. So I've gone heavy on this book, really heavy on this book, and this is over a number of years, by the way. Okay, but I never owned the Forever People. I never liked the cover. I just never felt like buying it, and it never grew on me. Even though it's the first full appearance in DARKSEID throughout the entire book. I have seen the book though. All right, I have gone through the pages and stuff like that, but it's nothing that really caught my eye and said, oh, I need to have that. However, you can't hide the fact that it is the first full appearance of DARKSEID. Okay, and this is it. This is the next book into the project, the Keeper Project. Being the fact that DARKSEID is, in my opinion, a top 5 character, villain character in comic books. I can put 3 others in that group for a fact. Actually, you know what? 4 others. 4. We're gonna go with the Joker, Thanos, Doctor Doom, DARKSEID, and the 5th, I'm gonna go with Darth Vader as the 5th. All right, so maybe I shouldn't have said Darth Vader there on that top 5. Darth Vader is not really known for a comic book villain, not really. You know, he's more of a movie type villain than a comic book villain. So I'm gonna take him off of that top 5. But definitely those top 4, without a doubt, Thanos, Darkseid, Joker, Doctor Doom. Then we'll leave a question mark at number 5. You pick a number 5. But those 4, they can go in any order. In my opinion, Thanos is number 1. But in yours, it might be the Joker. Somebody else, it might be Darkseid. And of course, for Doctor Doom, it's Doctor Doom, right? But I've talked about this book and how much I loathe this cover. This is a non-eventful cover. It really is. It's an awful cover. To say that this cover sucks is to give it homage. That didn't sound right. Doesn't sound right. But it's to give it credit. Better. Sounds better. This cover sucks. And I'm giving it credit. Yeah, it's just nothing that pops or anything, right? But there's no denying that this is the first full appearance of Darkseid. Even I will tell you that. Right? Now, do I like that one or this one better? Of course I like this one much better. Because of Neil Adams, Jack Kirby. I mean, look, it's not exactly a spectacular cover. But it's a much better cover than that. You know, and I just like the fact that it's Neil Adams, and the colors actually do pop here, you know. They do pop. Regardless of what I think, the fan base of Darkseid has already chosen this book. And I'm going to show you another reason why this book is chosen as well, okay? First of all, the print run on this book is in the $300,000 print range. This one I couldn't find a print run on, but I would have to assume that it's probably a third of what this one is. Okay. However, let's look at the CGC populations. This right here is Forever People. This is Forever People number 1. CGC population on that 9.8s, 56, 119, 9.6s, 205, 9.4s, 169, 9.2s. Okay, a total 1,831 graded. So, I mean, it's not like they're high grades or high numbers for the you know, when you're talking about demand, that's not really high numbers for in the 9s. I'm talking about. All right. But let's look at Jimmy Olsen. 10, 27, 64, 97, 116 for the 9.0s. Those are a lot less for a book that's printed a lot more. Why is that? I'll tell you exactly why. 1,750 graded only. Okay? Versus 1,831. It's pretty close as far as the total numbers. But yeah, this one has a lot more in the lower grades than this one has. See, lower grades are much less, the higher grades are much more. Okay? Forever People. The reason is because people actually liked 134 more. They put more wear on it. You know? They just did. I guess they probably just liked the Neil Adams cover maybe better. you know. This one has a full story, but you know, I read this story. It's nothing spectacular either, you know. Kirby was not a great storyteller. He never was. He's kind of like McFarlane. McFarlane's never been a great storyteller, but McFarlane hires people to write his stories, you know, now, because he knows he's not a good storyteller, you know. All right, so the reason I chose this, plain simply because it's the first full appearance of Darkseid, and this book is highly undervalued, right? For being a first full appearance, it's highly undervalued. And as a matter of fact, I think this one is super highly undervalued as well. You know, I think both of them are. I think both of these books are value books. Both of them. The only difference being is that you can get a high grade near mint copy of this for $500 to $550 minus taxes, right? Which is pretty cheap for a book that it was from 1971, pretty damn close to the Silver Age, and still has a Silver Age price. That, to me, is a bargain for an established character with you know, an established foundation. And it's a book that's just stale, really. It's been stale. It's been undervalued for better half of 2 decades, probably. You know. However, it's not a book that drops. Stays. Both of these, they don't really drop. They stay constant. Well, constantly stagnant, but still at good value, at a lot more value than what you bought it at, 15 cents, you know. But both of these are good solid buys. And now I thought about getting a 9.6, but the 9.6 is commanding around 1,000, you know. I should have bought it when it was 700, but right now it's right around $1,000. I think once Darkseid makes that appearance, and hopefully it's a good one, the book is going to take off. Both of these will take off, and I'm wondering if this one's going to challenge this one. I don't expect that to be the case. I think they'll both rise, but this one will rise higher than this one will. I may go after a second 9.4. Might. But this is what you would call definitely a keeper. And this is a keeper for me unless I upgrade to a 9.6. This will be going into the collection, even though I don't like the cover, but I still want his first full appearance regardless. Now, if you want his first cover appearance, that would be New Gods #2, okay? But it's a floating head, and these two, I would say, are the two big ones. And then if you want to go for the third would be his, you know, the New Gods #2. Yeah, you can also look at New Gods #1, you know, as an earliest appearance, and New Gods #1 also comes with a lot more first appearances. I mean, a ton of first appearances in New Gods #1, guys. That's another book. That's a value book. Okay. But anyway, I can't wait to do this investment video. I hope you guys are gonna like it, and I plan to do it when another book comes in that I consider a blue chip. Okay. All right. Until then, bye-bye.